This is a special presentation of the Utah Philanthropy Day 2020 Awards Ceremony, presented by the Labor and Honor Foundation.
Hello, I'm Nisha Nagarian, and welcome to the special broadcast of Utah Philanthropy Day. I'm delighted to be here with you, and ABC4 Utah is honored to be a part of this year's celebration. Now, we all know Utah is renowned for a number of things: our iconic natural beauty, some of the greatest snow on earth, and an enviable quality of life. But chief among them is an unparalleled commitment to philanthropy and volunteerism. This spirit of giving is what makes Utah an incredible place to live, and that's what we're going to celebrate tonight. Every November, we take a moment to recognize local philanthropists living among us, and we give thanks to outstanding individuals throughout Utah. It's so important to showcase all the good things happening right here in our communities, but we do know this has been a difficult year. Friends and families have been separated, businesses are struggling, we've lost loved ones, and nothing feels normal. In the face of unbelievable adversity, Utahns do what we do best. We step up. We come together as friends, neighbors, and even complete strangers, supporting one another during this year, which no one could have imagined. Tonight is about celebrating a few of those people who have helped carry our community through the peaks and through those challenging times. Over the next hour, we'll present 7 awards to leaders in our community and also recognize dozens of unsung heroes who have stepped up to serve others in truly remarkable ways this year. We'll tell their stories, spread some goodwill, and discover the tenacity of the human spirit. Join us for an hour of uplifting stories about your fellow Utahns. You'll be inspired, strengthened, and motivated to continue the good work you do every day. So let's get started. This year's Utah Philanthropy Day Chair is a wonderful example herself of what it means to give back to the community and to help others. She's dedicated a lot of time to supporting military families and our veterans. In fact, she currently calls the Pentagon her office, now serving as the Director of Communications for the Office of the Undersecretary of Defense for Personnel and Readiness. She is the founder of Remember My Service Military Productions, which documented the lives and service of many veterans. She's worked as a reporter and host for ESPN and proudly represented Utah and our country as Miss America. Please welcome the inspiring Charlene Wells Hawks, our 2020 Utah Philanthropy Day Chair.
Thank you, Nisha, and thank you to everyone joining us for this very special Utah Philanthropy Day celebration. It's a tremendous honor to be this year's chair. Now, normally we would be gathering in person to celebrate, but as Nisha said, we're living through different times and we simply make adjustments to move forward and stay focused on what matters. We're excited to bring these stories into your homes this year. I want to acknowledge the support and teamwork of 3 very important organizations that have been hosting Utah Philanthropy Day for many years: the Utah Nonprofits Association, You Serve Utah, and the Association of Fundraising Professionals, Utah Chapter. These organizations are the backbone of the nonprofit community here in Utah. Their boards, staff, and countless volunteers have made Utah Philanthropy Day possible since 1999. It's truly amazing. Tonight, we honor those who are dedicated to serving others. The need is greater than ever right now. 2020 has been so challenging for many of us. But as they say, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. So as philanthropists and volunteers, we put on our thinking caps, we roll up our sleeves, and we put ourselves out there to do what needs to be done to help others in need. And you know what? It's such a rewarding feeling to realize that the helping hand you extend really does make a difference in a person's life. That's what philanthropy and volunteering is all about. We had such a wonderful response to our call for nominations this year. I wish we had the time and resources to honor everyone nominated. It was difficult narrowing those nominations down to the 7 award recipients you'll see recognized in this hour. But we truly feel our honorees are great examples of the spirit of philanthropy. We also have a new special award this year, and to tell us about that, please welcome Jeanette Bennett, Chair-elect for next year's Utah Philanthropy Day and the owner and publisher of Utah Valley Magazine. Hello, Jeanette.
Hello, Charlene, and greetings to everyone joining us. With 2020 having its own set of challenges, the likes of which most of us have never seen before, we've added something new this year. From COVID-19 to the fight for social justice, we've seen our fellow Utahns step up in extraordinary ways. educators, healthcare providers, frontline workers, and so many more have given so much of themselves to serve others. To recognize these amazing individuals, we created a new award category this year, the 2020 Heroes Award. Throughout the show tonight, we'll highlight our 2020 heroes. We want them all to know how special they are and how thankful we all are for their service during this difficult year. So to all of our 2020 heroes, thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you indeed. And thank you, Charlene and Jeanette. We'll hear from both of them throughout the show tonight. On behalf of our host organizations, we'd like to thank our Utah Philanthropy Day sponsors for their incredible support of this year's celebration. With their generosity, we're able to bring this uplifting program to you tonight. This year, Utah Philanthropy Day is presented by the Labor and Honor Foundation, and we're so grateful for their tremendous support. Many thanks also to our lead sponsors, Dominion Energy and Intermountain Healthcare. Plus, we appreciate our supporting sponsors, the Daniels Fund, the George S. and Dolores Dory Eccles Foundation, the Collert Foundation, doTERRA's Healing Hands Foundation, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Foundation, and the other generous sponsors you see on the screen. Thank you. And a special thanks to our friends at O.C. Tanner, who designed and donated the beautiful awards for our honorees. To all our sponsors, your kindness and support is much appreciated. For viewers at home, if you're interested in supporting Utah Philanthropy Day 2020 and the transformative work of our host organizations, please text Utah Gives Back to 78619. Text Utah Gives Back, now that's all one word, to 78619. Your contribution is much appreciated. Thank you.
Yes, thank you to our wonderful sponsors for your generous support of our community this year. Okay, the reason we're here is to recognize the truly amazing commitment our honorees have made to our community. Our first award to be presented is the Philanthropic Leadership Award. This award recognizes individuals who have demonstrated a commitment to philanthropy for more than 20 years. In other words, it's just part of their DNA. The 2020 Philanthropic Leadership Award goes to Tim and Candace D. Congratulations to them both. Let's take a look at their remarkable service to our community.
Well, my family has been involved with philanthropy for a number of generations. My great-grandmother donated and helped build a hospital up in Ogden, and that was kind of the start of our family philanthropy work on my dad's side of the family. My grandfather, who was last of her children, went on to be very active in the Ogden community, along with my father, who spent his life in Ogden as well. And I met Candy in Portland. We settled in Salt Lake, and we've been involved in philanthropy down here ever since, trying to do our best to give back to the community and to this great state.
My involvement in philanthropy has been through Tim, and he has inspired me with his family tradition of giving back to the community, making the community a better place than it was when we came into it.
I think we're both inspired by pretty much everyone that either gives of themselves or gives of their resources to help others in their communities.
In the last 8 months, there's been a lot of people who have inspired us to dig in a little deeper and give a little bit more to help through this very unusual situation of COVID.
I think that as long as we have the means to be able to help others from year to year, that it's important just to continue to do that and to also serve as an example to our children, that hopefully they continue on with that.
Yeah, I have a career of working with children and families in need, both physically, economically, and emotionally. And I think that I have many stories of those families and the things that they need and the barriers they face and the obstacles that they overcome or hopefully overcome. And that's inspired me to keep going on many different aspects of volunteering on behalf of children.
Every once in a while, we have the opportunity to recognize truly extraordinary individuals. And today is such a day as we recognize Tim and Candy D as the 2020 Utah Philanthropic Day Leadership Award winners. They are so deserving of this honor. They are remarkable people. They show leadership, they show generosity, they give us the example of how we can have an impact in the community by showing us what they can do. They've set the bar, and they've been shining examples for us all in how we can give back to the community, how we can make our communities better, and how we can make our neighborhoods stronger and a more livable place to be. The D's have been involved in many organizations and many groups throughout the state of Utah, and they have touched nearly every community organization in the state with their leadership, with their generosity, with their time. Tim and Candy continue their family's legacy as the founders of the original D Hospital in Ogden, now known as the Intermountain McKay D Hospital. In addition to generous philanthropic giving through the family foundations, the D's provide financial and leadership support on a personal basis to worthy causes across the state. Their support at Intermountain is legendary. Both Tim and Candy volunteer, and they do it for one goal: to do good. They are remarkable people. Tim and Candy, I congratulate you on this recognition. I thank you for all that you do for our community. I want you to know that we love you and we appreciate you and we acknowledge you today. Thank you.
First of all, we'd like to thank Intermountain Foundation for nominating us for this terrific award.
We are very honored by the award and very humbled by it, because there are many people in the community who are possible recipients of this award, and we would just hope that our being up here and receiving the award would serve as an inspiration to others to look beyond themselves to see how they could help people.
First, congratulations, Tim and Candace, and thank you for your devoted work here in Utah. Now it's time to honor our first round of 2020 heroes. Please join us in thanking these individuals for their efforts to support our community.
Speaking of leadership and heroes, there's a very special Utah couple who for years have embodied the true meaning and spirit of philanthropy. James and Andrea Clark. James is the managing partner of Clark Capital Partners. It's based in Provo, and Andrea manages the family's Labor and Honor Foundation. They both serve on many boards of nonprofit organizations as well. This super couple chaired last year's Utah Philanthropy Day and have been just incredibly supportive of this event and the organizations that host it. Let's hear directly from James and Andrea about their devotion and their passion for helping others through their philanthropic work.
Hi, we're Andrea and James Clark, and we're so happy to be a part of Utah Philanthropy Day this year. We are the past chairs from last year's event, and we are sponsoring an award this year, and we're just so thrilled to be a part.
Thanks, sweetheart. The story of Utah Philanthropy Day, of course, is one of many charities and organizations that have come together here in the state of Utah to do good. And we love that about Utah Philanthropy Day. In fact, we love it so much that, of course, as we shared last year, they couldn't get rid of us, and we continue to be a part of this organization. So we've decided to deepen our relationship with Utah Philanthropy Day, allocating to the 2020 Heroes Award, and are so proud to be a part of that this year.
We are. 2020's been a tough year for so many on the front lines, fighting COVID-19. There's social injustice happening, and we just want to honor the heroes and those who have stepped up, the frontline workers, the essential workers, all the volunteers that have made 2020 what it is for good in light of so much horrible that's happening.
Our roots in philanthropy are quite simple. I learned as a young boy in our own home, looking at every day as I went to the top of our stairs at a family crest, and at the bottom of it, it read in Latin, labore et honore, which I later learned meant labor and honor. Today we focus on labor and honor as our own philanthropic practice to help share what that meant to me as a young boy. And I was taught by a father, very, very simply. At the end of each week, as I worked in our home and did all kinds of jobs around our yard and cleaning and painting and all those things associated with running a good household, I was given a check at the end of that week. And that check in the memo section would read, if I had done a good job, been on time, and all those things that were expected of me, would read simply labor and honor. Now, if I hadn't done a good job, and if I hadn't been on time, and if I hadn't completed those tasks, in the end, on that memo section, it would read labor. My heart sank if I read that, and I did a few times, and it helped me learn that labor and honor, it coupled together, are what would make my life full and complete. And we use that same message today as we talk about philanthropy. Laboring, as we all will, and working together as a community in our individual and collective efforts, but laboring with honor, honoring one another for the selfless efforts of those around us, especially in this year of 2020 in this COVID era, and how they have blessed our lives, is the reason why we're honored to be a part of Utah Philanthropy Day and this award today.
You know, Utah Philanthropy Day and the organizations that encompass it are really the backbone of philanthropy. And so it's important, you know, especially in this year, but in past and going forward, it's important for us to continue to help the Utah Philanthropy continue. You know, we've been so inspired by the philanthropists that have gone before us nationwide, but specifically the ones in Utah. They've set the example and set the bar high. And so we feel it's our honor and our duty to continue. We've been blessed, and we can take on that and use this stewardship and continue on and do what we can to help.
That's right. And I think as we look towards the future of what philanthropy is in the state of Utah and the opportunities that are there, we had to come to a very difficult decision. Do we even attach our names to this or not? And so if you notice that it reads labor and honor, and this story that I think is so important to our family and the generations of our family to come, we hope that the story will also resonate with you and what that means. And the use of that story, and perhaps a little less use of our own name in this, is leveraged to inspire others to do good. That we will all labor as we do so well here in the state, but to do it, of course, honorably and to be examples to one another as we're going about our daily labors.
We are thrilled to be presenting the 2020 Heroes Award this year. Thank you to all of you volunteers who have stepped up and given so much in this year. We thank you.
Thank you for watching.
James and Andrea, we are so grateful for your support and endless enthusiasm. Thank you. And with that, it's time now to present the 2020 Foundation Spirit of Giving Award. This award recognizes a foundation that gives generously, serves our community, and motivates others to take a leadership role in philanthropy. This year's Foundation Spirit of Giving Award goes to the Park City Community Foundation. Congratulations.
Thank you so much to Emily Fisher, Trace Worthington, and the entire team at Youth Sports Alliance. You are a partner in all of our work, and we're so appreciative and thrilled that you thought to nominate us for this award. And on behalf of the board of directors and my hardworking staff and all of our volunteers and donors at Park City Community Foundation, thank you. We are absolutely thrilled to be the recipient of the Foundation Spirit of Giving Award, and it truly takes everyone's efforts and input to make good things happen, and so we're happy to be in a position to lead that good work.
We nominated the Park City Community Foundation because they help over 100 nonprofits in Park City thrive. They do this through educational roundtables, direct grant funding, and they provide networking opportunities. The Park City Community Foundation is the backbone of the nonprofits in Park City. Our community thrives because we have over 100 nonprofits. And Park City Community Foundation is always willing to answer the phone when you call and you have questions, you have issues, you have things that you need help with as your nonprofit. 10 years ago, the Park City Community Foundation started Live PC, Give PC, which is our annual day of giving. It's similar to Giving Tuesday, but we have a specific day, the first Friday in November. And over 100 nonprofits participate in this day. And since it began, the Park City Community Foundation has helped these nonprofits raise $12.7 million to go back to these nonprofits. And it's events like this and collaboration and the leadership they provide that made us want to nominate Park City Community Foundation for this prestigious award.
The ethos of the Park City Community Foundation is that to truly create enduring long-term change, it takes everyone doing their part. So to solve tough challenges, we bring together generous donors, expert nonprofits, and community leaders. And when we work together, we can bring resources, financial resources, ideas, expertise to solve tough challenges. And so we believe at the core of all of our work is partnership and collaboration.
On behalf of the Board of Directors of the Park City Community Foundation, I would like to thank Emily Fisher and the Youth Sports Alliance for this award. I think it feels incredibly special because it's always wonderful to be recognized by your peers, and this community is one that our nonprofits support each other, and that is really the foundation of what we do at the Park City Community Foundation.
Congratulations to the Park City Community Foundation. Once again, it's time to recognize some of our 2020 heroes. Let's give these people a round of applause and thank them for their tremendous service to our community this year.
Stay safe, man. See you when you get back. Count on it.
Hey, big girl. Daddy's gotta go for a bit. I'll be back. I promise.
Try without the hat?
At Dominion Energy, 1 in every 5 new hires is a veteran. We're grateful for the many sacrifices you make.
Thank you, Dominion Energy. You fuel our giving spirit, that's for certain. Thank you. As you all know, Utah is renowned for its commitment to volunteerism. Utah has the highest rate of volunteering in any state in the country. It's a deep part of who we are as Utahns, and it's something that we're very proud of. It's in this spirit that I'm thrilled to announce our next award, the Outstanding Volunteer Award. This award was first presented in 1994 to honor former Utah First Lady Norma Matheson for her long career of volunteer service. The winner of this award is always in good company. The 2020 Outstanding Volunteer Award is proudly presented to Shauna Davis. Congratulations, Shauna.
I came to this earth with a gift to discern other people's needs and feelings. And I believe that I was sent to the exact correct family that helped me nurture that love of helping other people, even as a small child. And I think that as I grew older, I had a desire to help people, and I wanted to help especially children. I love children, I love teenagers, and I really wanted to help children. My sister was in a car accident. She was a pedestrian, and a truck hit her when she was 5 years old, and she was rushed to Primary Children's Hospital, and they helped her heal. And the next year we went to Festival of Trees, and at Festival of Trees I said to my mom, I really want to help at Festival of Trees for the rest of my life. She said, well, we'll work on that and see what we can do. As I grew up, I started to date a young man, and his mom happened to be the chairwoman of Festival of Trees. And long story short, I married that young man, and I have served at Festival of Trees in some capacity or another ever since. So I loved Festival of Trees and wanted to give back to Primary Children's Hospital. I think it only takes just a moment to look around your neighborhood to see a child that has been affected or has needed the help of Primary Children's Hospital. We're very blessed to have an amazing facility right in our backyard where the best care can be given. And I think for me, every time I see a child, I know what it feels like to not feel good and to be in the hospital and be afraid. And so as I see children and their need and probably their great desire to feel better and to live the healthiest lives possible, I believe that as I look in those children's eyes, I can take the talent or the gift that I was given from birth to see the need. And it inspires me to continue, even when it's hard, and especially during this pandemic, it's been a little difficult. So we've had to change things and revamp some things, but it is a drive to make sure that children are able to live the healthiest life possible. Every day I get out of bed and I get myself ready and then I ask, who can I help today? And I work with a group of people that are exactly like that, 89 of my best friends. I just love being with them. I also love working with the Intermountain staff, who are so kind and so gracious and so willing and able to allow us to use the gifts that we've been given to help make a difference in our community. We live in the best community, who have the best people who want to help.
I am thrilled to introduce to you today the 2020 Philanthropic Day Outstanding Volunteer of the Year, Shauna Davis. Utah is known for its volunteers, and Shauna is one of the most committed, generous, dedicated, and hardworking volunteers in the entire state. She is simply an amazing person. She's creative, she's dedicated, she's a hard worker, she's compassionate, and she shows us what can be done by one person. Shauna chairs the Primary Children's Hospital Festival of Trees. She's chaired it for 3 years, and she's been on the board for 11 years. And during that period of time, she has helped raise $5.4 million for Primary Children's Hospital. She dedicates countless hours to the Festival of Trees, and in fact, people see her there more often than paid employees. And she does it because she believes in the mission of Primary Children's Hospital. Notwithstanding COVID-19, she is helping to reimagine what the Festival of Trees can be this year. It's going to be held, and it's going to be virtual. And you can enjoy it in your home, and we can still raise significant money for Intermountain Foundation and Primary Children's Hospital. And this is because of her leadership.
I'd like to thank Scott for the nomination of being Volunteer of the Year. It's an incredible honor, and I'm very humbled. I imagine all people in our community want to serve and help and volunteer, and so I'm very grateful and very humbled at the opportunity of receiving this award. So thank you.
Shauna is a truly amazing person. Congratulations, and thank you for all you do, Shauna. And a special thank you for all the hard work and effort these special heroes do for us all every day. Let's take a moment to recognize more of our 2020 heroes. Thank you all.
At Intermountain Healthcare, we understand that broken arms haven't stopped. Babies continue to be born, emergencies continue to happen, and doctor visits are still needed. At Intermountain Healthcare, we've put the measures in place to safely care for you in these difficult times. So please don't put off the care you need, especially for stroke-like symptoms, chest pain, difficulty breathing, or other urgent care. We're here for you. Visit intermountainhealthcare.org/here-for-you to learn how to get the care you need.
Our special thanks to Intermountain Healthcare. Their healthcare heroes have given so much this year, and we're incredibly grateful. During these challenging economic times, Utah's businesses have stepped up to help. It's part of what makes Utah such an incredible place to live. Utah's companies do well by doing good. And this next award recipient has done a lot of good. The 2020 Corporate Spirit of Giving Award goes to Comcast NBC Universal. Congratulations.
We are truly honored to receive this award. Thank you so much for nominating Comcast NBC Universal in Utah. We look forward to 2021 and we can't wait to see how much more we can do with our partnerships in the community. For Comcast, we understand that our employees live in the neighborhoods where we work and serve, and so it's definitely an interest for our company to make sure that we're giving back to specific cities and neighborhoods throughout Utah where our employees work and play. Our employees sometimes drive some of that commitment that we have for giving back. Right now, in 2020, we just launched a matching gift program where our employees can actually go into a portal. They can select nonprofit organizations that they have a passion for and an affinity to. And then what Comcast does is they'll match that donation dollar per dollar to give back to local communities.
When the opportunity came to choose someone to nominate for the Corporate Spirit of Giving Award, Comcast jumped to mind immediately because they have just been such an amazing partner for so long. They help Neighborhood House in a myriad of ways. So one of the things that they've always done is they organize one of the largest volunteer days across the nation. So their Comcast Care Days have always helped Neighborhood House in various projects that we've needed to do, but have not had the funds to be able to do. So they'll bring in volunteers, they recruit volunteers, we recruit volunteers, and you get a huge group of people who are out on site willing to help with whatever Neighborhood House needs. One of the things I was very impressed about is with the horrible things that have been happening during 2020. One of the big things has been the racial injustice that's been happening, and Comcast as a corporation stepped up in a big way, and they launched a social justice speaker series that we've been able to be a part of, and they're really working to ensure justice for all, and that really matters to us, and it matters to our families, and it matters to this community. So we want to thank them for the way that they have engaged that has been so holistic. They look at volunteers, they look at funding, they look at digital inclusion, and they really care about what happens in this community and are working to make it a better place.
I think I'm extremely lucky to work for a company such as Comcast Universal. You know, Philanthropy was basically embedded in the company since it was founded nearly 60 years ago by Ralph Roberts. Giving back is in the company's DNA. We know as a Comcast employee, or as like we like to call ourselves, Comcasters, that it's just part of the work we do every day. We do everything from volunteering in the community with Comcast Cares Day, where we deploy all of our employees in cities and towns across the state of Utah and nationally as well to kind of land in our communities and work on service projects to help everybody in need. Post-COVID, we had over 12,000 volunteers in the state of Utah who all came out on the same day to volunteer. In addition to our volunteering, we also give. In 2019, we gave over $2 million locally here to nonprofits and organizations to help better serve the community.
Again, our congratulations and gratitude to Comcast NBC Universal. Now let's take a moment to recognize the outstanding contributions of more of our special 2020 heroes. Thank you.
What is purity? Something pristine, unadulterated? Or is it the way we treat others? Let's pursue healthier families and happier communities, kinder interactions and stronger connections. Because when the pure gifts of the earth are paired with the pure love of each other, there is no telling what we can achieve. doTERRA, pursue what's pure.
Several of our award recipients say their philanthropy work began when they were very young. Someone in their life served as a role model for helping others, and it just stuck with them. Our next award is the Outstanding Young Volunteer Award. This award recognizes an individual under the age of 30 who has demonstrated exceptional commitment to serving others through their work in the community. The 2020 Outstanding Young Volunteer Award is presented to Janet Tran. Congratulations, Janet.
I'd first like to start off by thanking Utah Philanthropy Day and Big Brothers Big Sisters for recognizing me as the 2020 Outstanding Young Volunteer. So I really think philanthropy was ingrained in my education. It honestly started out in 5th and 6th grade, getting involved with like safety patrol, helping out the school, and as I progressed in junior high and high school, I really got more involved with National Honor Societies and student government-led projects. And for me, I think philanthropy and service really became an outlet for me to empathize with others and get out of my personal context. I started volunteering with Big Brothers Big Sisters in 2012, and I was matched with my little Amanda. And honestly, it's kind of crazy to think back at because she's now the age that I was when I first started volunteering. And I'm so proud of her accomplishments. And honestly, I started volunteering simply because I wanted to get out there, build my resume, build my portfolio, and learn more about my community. But being involved with Amanda specifically has taught me that mentoring is a reciprocal process. She's taught me so much about myself, and I hope that I've done the same for her. My teachers and my personal mentors have been a big influence in my life. I think no one was obligated necessarily to help me succeed, but because of their efforts, because of their dedication, they've really made a huge impact in my life. And I hope that through my service and through philanthropy, I'm able to do something similar to what they've done for me. The beauty of service and volunteering is that there's just so many different causes out there. For me personally, I will continue mentoring Amanda until she graduates. I really hope that our relationship will last that long. And I think she'll be a lifelong friend for me. But for me personally, aside from Big Brothers Big Sisters, which is an amazing cause that helps defend the potential of youth across the state, I will continue looking for other opportunities to make an impact in the causes that I'm passionate about.
We nominated Janet for this award because she's not only been a big sister for us for the last 8 years, but she has also volunteered with Big Brothers Big Sisters in so many ways. In 2016, while she was a student at the U, she was an intern for us. While also studying at the U, she got involved at the Benyon Center, and she was the student leader for the Big Brothers Big Sisters program, recruiting other bigs who will be mentors for many years to come, we hope, as well. So she has told countless U of U students about the benefits of being a volunteer, not only to the child that you're mentoring, but also to yourself, to your own personal growth. And I think Janet, I've heard her say many times, she's learned as much from being a big sister to Amanda and from Amanda as she's ever really taught Amanda in that process. So we are so honored to recognize Janet today for all the many contributions that she's made as a volunteer recruiter, as an intern, as a fantastic big sister for the last 8 years to her little sister Amanda, and as somebody just wonderful to have as part of our organization, spreading the word about the power of one-to-one mentoring in Utah.
I think service and philanthropy gives me so much more than I give in. And especially working with Big Brothers Big Sisters over the past 8 years, it's taught me so much about myself. And it's given me time to reflect on my influence in my personal community. If you have the capacity, I highly recommend you check out the organization, whether it means hosting a clothing donation drive or becoming a big yourself. There's many ways to get involved in the community. Thank you.
Our special thanks to Janet and for all that she does for our community. And it's time, once again, everybody, to give thanks to more of our 2020 heroes. Thank you. Those 2020 heroes, they just keep coming.
Hi, I'm Kristen Todd with the Daniels Fund, and I am delighted to join you by video this afternoon. Our founder, Bill Daniels, had a great love for the state of Utah that stemmed from his time as owner of the Utah Stars basketball team. And when he set up the Daniels Fund, he directed us to help make life better for the people of Utah through our scholarship, ethics, and grants programs. We are so grateful for the valuable work of the Utah nonprofit community to help those in need, especially those who have been impacted by COVID-19. The Daniels Fund is proud to support that work and be a sponsor of the Utah Philanthropy Day. Thank you for all that you do.
We are so pleased to have Governor Gary Herbert with us tonight to introduce this next award.
Hello, everyone. I'm Governor Gary Herbert, and I'm honored to be with you this evening as we celebrate the many amazing Utahns who have given so much of their time and talent this year. Our next award is the Governor's Career Humanitarian Leadership Award. Fortunately, there are people in our community who have a gift of giving and a passion for helping others, and this year's award recipient exemplifies those characteristics. This award honors an individual who, over the course of their career, has demonstrated a unique propensity to work selflessly and with great passion for the promotion of human welfare and the advancement of social good within the state of Utah. Awardees are recognized leaders who inspire others to get involved for the betterment of their community and have had a career of over 20+ years. So without further ado, the 2020 Governor's Career Humanitarian Leadership Awardee is Jeanette Bott. Congratulations, Jeanette.
First, let me start my comments by saying thank you, and I mean a heartfelt thank you, to my coworkers, my staff, my Utah Food Bank family, who worked covertly, very, very covertly, to put this together, to go through the process, to nominate me for something that's so valuable to so many and so deserving to so many here in the state of Utah. I am so humbled, I am so touched, and I am so thankful. Thank you. You know, I'm a firm believer that we all follow our hearts, we follow our passion, and we follow that direction because it's what we know and what we believe in. And when my children were young, I was a single mom. I struggled. I struggled to put food on the table, to pay for the heat, to keep the lights on. I know how hard it is. And over the years, as my children have grown up and we've become secure, I've taken that experience, combined it with my passion, and that's why I'm working so diligently with the Utah Food Bank to make sure other families here in our state don't have to experience that same kind of situation. You know, I grew up in a house where my father passed away when I was very young, and so I grew up with a working mother who took care of 3 kids. You know, we never went without. We probably didn't have much, but she always had enough that she could share. She showed compassion. She taught us kindness. She taught us work ethic, but she always, always, always insisted that we look out for those around us. So I kind of grew up in that mindset. I grew up watching her. She lived to be 99 and continued to be my inspiration, and I miss her dearly, but the one thing she left with me was always be kind, always be compassionate, and care for those who have less than you.
My name's Kent Liston, and I'm the CFO at the Utah Food Bank, and I am so excited that Jeanette Bott won the Governor's Humanitarian Leadership Award. The reason why I nominated her was just her tireless efforts to fighting hunger statewide, both at the Utah Food Bank as well as in previous roles, and the results that we've been able to achieve with her elevating people in the community has just been amazing, and it has spanned decades. Jeanette is a humble leader who has great compassion for others and is very committed to fighting hunger in our community. She also has optimism. In some cases, fighting hunger can be very overwhelming because of the sad stories and the number of people that need assistance, but she inspires all of us that if we collectively work together, we can accomplish great things to help impact the lives of people who are struggling with food insecurity.
We're so lucky here in Utah to be surrounded by incredible nonprofit organizations who help many facets of our population. While hunger and children and the need is a passion for me, I'm so blessed to be at the Utah Food Bank. Starting in 1993, it was a different look and feel to this organization, and I've been so blessed to watch it change, watch it grow, watch it improve, and now with COVID, watch it absolutely do the best we've been able to do. We work so hard and will continue to fight, and that fight will be against hunger throughout the state of Utah. Utah Philanthropy Day is such an important event in the state of Utah. I've had the privilege to be involved on the planning committee and be involved as a volunteer for years as well. And I know what it means to say thank you to those who work so hard. This year I get to say thank you and be a recipient. And thank you for those who have recognized and be able to say to me, thanks Jeanette for working hard. Though Jeanette never thought she was working hard, she just thought she was working with her heart. Thank you so very, very much for this, and thank you for the Philanthropy Day organization, committee, and today. Thanks so much.
Congratulations, Jeanette, and thank you again for your heroic efforts to help feed Utah. In just a minute, I'll turn things over to Governor-elect Spencer Cox, who will share a few thoughts and introduce the Lieutenant Governor's Public Service Award. But first, we have one last round of 2020 heroes to thank for the extraordinary efforts this year. Thank you to all of our special 2020 heroes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox, and it's an honor to be here with you today, albeit virtually. I'm so grateful for all of those who are being recognized today for their incredible generosity, giving back to make Utah a better place. I'm very fortunate to be able to give out an award from my office, the Lieutenant Governor's Award for Public Service. And we are blessed in this state with countless public servants who are always trying to make their community better and enrich the lives of those around them. Today, it's my privilege to honor someone that I know very well personally, someone who I had an opportunity to serve with in the legislature, someone who always goes above and beyond to make her community better and to make the state of Utah a place for everyone. That person is Rebecca Chavez-Hauk. Congratulations, Rebecca, on all your years of service, and thank you for many more years of service to come.
I've been involved with working with nonprofit organizations for well over 30 years. My career has been in nonprofit community engagement, public affairs, and media relations. Early on in my career, had the wonderful opportunity to start working for nonprofits, doing their communications, their press, getting information out to members and other stakeholders with whom they wanted to communicate. So I've been doing that for the last 30 plus years of helping nonprofits share their mission, connect with donors, as well as volunteers and others who would benefit from the services that they provide. It started with my parents. They were very actively involved in the Latino Mexican-American advocacy community in the 1960s and 1970s. So as a very young child, I'm talking a preschooler and early elementary school young girl, I would be with them when they were at events, or they were talking to friends, or they were working on issues, or they were trying to provide assistance to the community. So as a child, this was just imprinted on me. It's part of my fiber. I'm wired to work in this capacity because I saw my parents doing this. I had wonderful mentors who opened doors for me, as well as put me in situations where I had to help. You know, it's just like, this is your role, you must help, and that's what I would do. So I just see so much yet to do. You know, there's just so many issues that need to be resolved, so much assistance that still needs to be provided, so many people in need, so many communities in need. But I'm also really trying to set the stage for emerging leaders. There are so many bright lights in our community that are doing such great work. And so I see my role presently is not only to apply the skills that I have, or the connections that I have, or the desires to improve the community that I have, but also to open doors, to step out of the way, step to the side when I see others in the community who are doing such incredible work in this realm of especially of grassroots advocacy, but also direct service. The community health workers that we're seeing that are rising to the occasion to help with COVID, political leaders, younger political leaders who are really taking the charge and making changes and taking a stand and using what they can within their wheelhouse of power. All of these different things. And for me, it's, you know, stepping out of the way, mentoring when it's helpful, providing counsel when it's helpful to them, but really just providing the space and the frame for them to step into so that they can do their good work. And as I like to say, carry the baton forward.
We nominated Rebecca Chavez-Hauk for this award because of her immense impact on the state of Utah throughout her career. And right when I met her, I could tell she was a unique leader. I could tell that she had a vision for our broader community, for our state. I hope Rebecca sees the impact she's had on our state through all of her public service, whether it's through a nonprofit role where she's impacting individuals directly, whether it's through her public service as a legislator where she's advocating for and enacting policies that change the lives of our entire state. I think Rebecca is motivated by a mix of compassion and a sense of justice. I think Rebecca truly cares about everyone. And I also think she deeply understands the systemic challenges that prevent people from having the opportunities to succeed that many of us take for granted. And I think she combines those two motivations into something that really is a force of nature.
I am so humbled by this acknowledgement, but it is just what I try to remind myself is that, you know, we lift others up, and then everybody benefits when we lift others up. In terms of this honor and recognition, I want to dedicate it to my parents, because they're the ones that set me on my life's path and showed me the way of giving to others. So dedicating this honor to my parents, and also with immeasurable gratitude to my husband, who has always been so supportive of my work in the community as well as my children, and with great hope for the next generation, and my brand new granddaughter, who we just welcomed recently to the world. So there's the past, the present, and the future, and I just want to acknowledge that I would not be who I am without a circle of family and friends who have gotten me here.
Our special thanks to Governor-elect Spencer Cox, and congratulations to Rebecca Chavez-Hauk, and thank you for your service to our community. Wow, what an amazing collection of honorees this year. Each one reflects the true spirit of giving. Because of their efforts, people all across our state and beyond have benefited deeply from their generosity. From philanthropic support to the dedication of the many 2020 heroes, our 2020 honorees are making such a difference in people's lives and our communities. Philanthropy is all about giving of oneself, whether that's through time, financial resources, or talent and skills, and it is for the benefit of the greater good. Utah Philanthropy Day is a small moment in time where we can recognize the good deeds Utahns do across our state. We want to thank all of our 2020 award recipients again for their work and contributions, as well as the many others who were nominated this year. We hope you continue to carry the torch. Keep it burning strong and bright. You are all an inspiration, and your contributions are many and appreciated by many. It's not too early to start thinking about next year's Utah Philanthropy Awards. Look around you and take note of those individuals and organizations you see working so hard to help others. We'll be accepting applications for the 2021 awards in the coming months. You can visit our website, utahphilanthropyday.org, for notices and to learn more about Utah Philanthropy Day and the organizations who host it. And of course, donations are always welcome to support the critical work of the Utah Nonprofits Association, the Association of Fundraising Professionals Utah Chapter, and You Serve Utah. If you are interested in supporting Utah Philanthropy Day and the incredible work of our host organizations, please text Utah Gives Back to 78619. That's Utah Gives Back, all one word, to 78619. And again, visit utahphilanthropyday.org for more information. Thank you so much for joining our special awards celebration today. We encourage everyone to go out and do what you can to help make our world a better place. I think most of us have a philanthropist's heart beating in our chest. Thank you for caring, and thank you for giving.
Thank you, Charlene, for all you do. And thank you especially to our 2020 heroes, those who were recognized tonight, and the countless others who are doing so much for our communities right now. We see you, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeanette. And thank you, Charlene. What a wonderful celebration of giving and helping others. I'd like to once again thank our 2020 Utah Philanthropy Day supporters, our presenting sponsor, the Labor and Honor Foundation, our lead sponsors, Dominion Energy and Intermountain Healthcare, plus our supporting sponsors, the Daniels Fund, the George S. and Dolores Dory Eccles Foundation, the Collart Foundation, doTERRA's Healing Hands Foundation, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Foundation, and the other generous sponsors you see on the screen. Thank you. And congratulations and thank you to all of the 2020 heroes recognized here tonight, including the 7 special award recipients. Your time, effort, and talents make our community stronger and a much better place for all of us to live. Thank you all for tuning in for this special program. It has been a privilege spending time with you and celebrating such good deeds. Stay safe and keep the spirit of giving going strong. Good night, everybody.
This has been a special presentation of the Utah Philanthropy Day 2020 Awards Ceremony, presented by the Labor and Honor Foundation.
Stay safe, man. See you when you get back.
Count on it. Hey, big girl. Daddy's gotta go for a bit. I'll be back. I promise.
At Dominion Energy, 1 in every 5 new hires is a veteran. We're grateful for the many sacrifices you make.
At Intermountain Healthcare, we understand that broken arms haven't stopped. Babies continue to be born, emergencies continue to happen, and doctor visits are still needed. At Intermountain Healthcare, we've put the measures in place to safely care for you in these difficult times. So please don't put off the care you need, especially for stroke-like symptoms, chest pain, difficulty breathing, or other urgent care. We're here for you. Visit intermountainhealthcare.org/here-for-you to learn how to get the care you need.
What is purity? Something pristine, unadulterated? Or is it the way we treat others? Let's pursue healthier families and happier communities, kinder interactions and stronger connections. Because when the pure gifts of the earth are paired with the pure love of each other, there is no telling what we can achieve. doTERRA, pursue what's pure.
The Marine Corps' Toys for Tots drive helps kids and families in need.
To request help this holiday season, visit abc4.com/toysfortots.
Together, we'll make sure everyone's holidays are merry and bright.
We are stronger when we have to be.